Scuderia Ferrari is taking the initiative by introducing its second major aerodynamic update package this weekend at the 4.657-kilometer Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya in the Spanish Grand Prix. These are crucial developments focusing on the most sensitive area of ground effect Formula One cars, namely the floor, now updated in terms of volumes, flow conveyors, diffuser, and outer edge. Complementing this, the SF-24 single-seater now features slimmer side pods and a new rear wing package, aiming for greater aerodynamic efficiency. The most significant changes on the Ferrari remain hidden from external observers, located inside the car. However, documents published by the Federation reveal that Ferrari has developed an entirely new diffuser, with revamped expansion volumes and a different fairing for the lower chassis and keel. The Maranello technicians have therefore focused on the rear, aiming to improve the extraction of flows from the floor and the generation of aerodynamic downforce. To achieve this, Ferrari has made changes across the entire underside of the car. The new diffuser is designed with a different aerodynamic structure of flows and vortices under the SF-24, achieved through other modifications to the front part of the car. For example, the Ferrari SF-24 single-seater seen on Friday in Barcelona has updated Venturi channels along the sides of the floor, altering both the volume layout and the grid of flow conveyors at the entrance. Additionally, there are tweaks to the outer edge of the floor, which are subtle yet crucial for protecting the lower environment from external turbulence. Overall, Ferrari has worked meticulously to improve the flow propagation towards the rear, ensuring these flows reach the new diffuser with greater energy. In line with the new rear design, the Maranello engineers have also created new bodywork. This is an evolution of the package introduced last month at the Imola circuit in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, further flaring out the lower part of the side pods. The goal is to enhance the flow along the lower contour of the bodywork, channeling it with more energy towards the rear to improve the performance of the new diffuser and generate downforce from the floor. This should ensure a small increase in aerodynamic downforce, helping us to be a bit faster everywhere, commented Carlos Sainz about the new package during Thursday's conference. Ferrari's focus on the mid-rear section of the car, working directly on the floor, confirms that the car has no significant balance issues, allowing the Maranello team to concentrate on aerodynamic efficiency, which is crucial for performance. However, the quest for aerodynamic downforce with ground effect Formula One cars is always risky, requiring adjustments to the setup to maintain drivability. The changes to the floor, diffuser, and side pods are general updates for Ferrari, but in Spain, the Italian side also introduces new adaptations specific to the track. A new medium-high downforce rear wing makes its debut, with revisions to both the main profile and the DRS flap. This expands Ferrari's wing options, which, except for Monaco, had previously relied on the same wing before the Barcelona weekend. A new beam wing, also medium-high downforce and revised in both profiles, appears just below. Ferrari now has two new wings that will interact aerodynamically with the new diffuser. This sets up an intense testing program for the Maranello team, balancing Grand Prix preparation with the study of updates. Ferrari has therefore decided to bring forward the updates in Spain, a Formula One Grand Prix, where they intend to return to the very high levels of competitiveness seen up to Canada. The Montreal episode should be taken with caution, as the prancing horse practically understood nothing about the tire issue. Activation and maintenance of the correct operating temperature window were never achieved. The blame lies with the wrong tire warm-up procedure, and partly with the setup used, which certainly didn't make things easier. If we add to this the reliability problems of the 06612 power unit on car number 16 and the bumper car of 55, the double retirement is served. Fred Vasseur did not minimize the problems but essentially clarified one fact, to give due importance to the weekend spent on the island of Notre Dame. A technical scenario that does not accurately reflect the potential of the SF-24. This is why Ferrari, although Charles Leclerc kept a decidedly low profile, indicating Red Bull as the favorite and McLaren behind them, aims to perform at the top and see what happens. Undoubtedly, the support of some new features will greatly help the historic Italian F1 team, as in the current competitive context, every small change can make a big difference. The Maranello team has already presented the new rear wing to be used at Montreal, an unprecedented and deeply revised version. An important change in the economy of the SF-24, from which precise technical feedback is expected. In addition to the specific change at the rear aimed at increasing the useful load and at the same time the overall efficiency of the car, some modifications to the car's floor are coming. As previously mentioned, at first glance the changes are hardly visible, as many of them are in the underbody of the red car. However, examining with precision the images coming from the Catalan pit lane on Friday, we can notice some updates in the initial portion of the floor, that is, the area where the Venturi channels begin. A small but undoubtedly effective difference in the geometry of the lower surface of the floor is visible. Indeed, it can be seen how the volume between the two outermost fences has been modified, a measure that compresses the fluid flowing through this channel more. Moreover, the incidence of the various fences has undergone further modification. In this way, the local pressure distribution on these profiles has been varied. The reason is simple: to improve the quality of the fluid that then flows towards the diffuser. We can say that the update is nothing less than a consequence of some changes made to the upper area of the floor. We then notice one fact: the dimensional increase of the side anti-intrusion cone cover. Let's clarify right away that this does not mean that the cone itself has been repositioned. Its anchoring point remains unchanged. Ferrari has modified the inclination of the floor outward to bring the sharp edge of the floor closer to the asphalt, a maneuver that in turn modifies the pressure field surrounding this area of the all-red F1 car. Also, in this case, the purpose of the update is easily understood: to obtain a higher level of vertical thrust. However, the modifications do not end here, as it seems that Ferrari has also advanced the leading edge of the Venturi channels by a few millimeters. A larger gap is revealed between the floor of the Ferrari single-seater and the area that included the old barge boards. Considering that the surface of this area appears unchanged, the leading edge of the floor should have been slightly advanced, a modification that can be defined as a consequence of a small increase in the local volume of the floor. In this way, local pressure is recovered and thus points of downforce, because the surface of a profile dedicated to load generation is effectively increased. Let's remember that in the area in question, there is a strong pressure difference, due to the fact that the edge itself is shaped similarly to the leading edge of a wing profile and consequently produces a good amount of vertical thrust. In the initial area of the side pods, we also notice a further slimming of the volumes. Already with the update at Imola, this area was revised by Ferrari to further contain the harmful aerodynamic losses of an F1 car. It is the next step after the update proposed at the Italian racetrack. In the area where the shell sticker is located, the side pod has been raised, intending to allow greater cleanliness of the flow that runs towards the rear. A minor intervention, but which, combined with other small updates, should further reduce aerodynamic losses along the car's body and increase performance. In addition to this, the aforementioned modification has a further purpose. The Maranello technicians, led by technical director Enrico Cardile, with this move, want to increase the volume dedicated to the undercut. As we know, such a measure aims to increase the outwash effect generated by the car's body, which in turn improves aerodynamic efficiency, a point on which Ferrari has worked hard to reach the very high value of Red Bull in this crucial aspect in current F1. Lastly, the diffuser area, which currently remains not visible. However, we can undoubtedly confirm that Ferrari has also modified this area of the Italian single-seater, a change that includes the volume of the keel because increasing local pressure peaks consequently improves the overall amount of downforce generated by the SF-24. Moreover, there should also be some minor changes to the ramp volume of the diffuser, an area of the car where the fluid mass is expanded to create aerodynamic load.